We got to get back, Jay. We got to get back to the woods. We got to get back to our roots, Jay. Coyotes scaring you in the middle of the night. Got to get back to our roots on that, right?
No,
Don't open the door, man.
I was scared. I just said it was weird, and it was a little bit unnerving. Okay, you go out in the middle of the woods and stand in the pitch black, and then all of a sudden hear children playing, and then we'll see how you react.
And you dropping 20 rounds into the woods, man, as you run. Had nothing to do with that.
That was the other thing. I'd have a gun and I didn't have nothing. I was just out there in the shorts and a t-shirt and my cell phone. I was screwed.
You spraying a clip had nothing to do with those sounds. I know. Nothing. So, all right. So here's the story. These guys lived on a planet called Nibiru, Planet X, right? That's a podcast all by itself as well. And so evidently their atmosphere was getting jacked up. They're highly advanced people. Of course, they're 10 feet tall. And I've said this to people before. Yo, why are these things always effing 10 feet tall, bro? You know what I'm saying? Why are they always 10 feet tall, right? If we have to throw hands with these dudes, man, got to go low. Have to high-low them. You know what I'm saying? Knock them down, get them on the ground.
Well, I mean, think about it. Okay, let's diverge from it as to why they could be that tall.
Yeah.
Right? You think about it. The Earth is a certain size, right? Like, we consider it one Earth. Right. So when we classify planets and we say it's a super Earth, right, that means it's a planet that's very similar to Earth, but it's bigger. The thing about a bigger planet is they have a tendency to have more gravity, right? More gravity means you need to have bigger muscles and bigger frame to be able to move around. And so if there's a wet, arid planet or a wet, humid planet full of life, and it's twice the size of Earth, that life could be pretty big.
Well, maybe we can use the Higgs bosons to get bigger.
Right? Like Ant-Man.
That's an inside joke about how much I freaking hate CERN. So anyway, so check it out. So here's the story. They needed gold, so they figured out if they had some gold to put into their atmosphere, they would save their planet. They do a deep space scan, I guess. Oh man, this makes me depressed too, man. We're just a mining colony at the edge of the outer rim, man. In Star Wars, that's all we are, man. So they do a deep.
I mean, that's been my theory all along.
Yeah, that's why no one
West
comes
Virginia of the galaxy,
yeah, exactly, man. We're nowhere near them, right? So they needed gold for the atmosphere. They scan it. This planet has a lot of gold. So Anu sends Enlil. He puts Enlil in charge. Go to that planet, get that gold. He takes Inky with him because Inky's the engineer of the guy, of the two, right? He's considered the wisest, right? So they go. They come to Earth. They start mining, right? They bring these people with them. They come to Earth. They start mining. They realize that it's hard. So these guys start complaining. Enlil leaves, goes somewhere, and leaves Inky in charge. So these guys complain. So Inky and this other female Anunnaki, who in Egypt was known as Isis, I think the female or whatever, right? They start tampering with our DNA, right? And so they take the local hominids or whatever down there, and they start tampering with the DNA. They create an embryo. She carries the embryo in her womb for 10 months, gives birth to us, basically, and creates Homo sapiens sapien. And she names him Adamu. That's what she names him, right? Adamu, right? And I'm like, okay. They try but they realize that they want to get, they want these things, us, to be able to, procreate, right? To replicate, self-replicate, right? I guess it is because of the cloning process or whatever.
Yeah, well, you got to have the robots build other robots.
Exactly, right? And so they go into his body, take some bone marrow from a rib, create a female compatible with him. And basically, man, that was it, dude. And they started populating the Earth. Now there's another part of this story that I have that I want to go into. Is that
I know it's a very deep pool here, because I know there's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
go ahead.
Keeps Adam and Eve. Well, we'll call them Adam and Eve. Adamu and whatever she was named, right? We'll try to stay within the canon here, not add to it.
Right.
They keep them in the garden, right? And they keep them in there basically just, you know, like a base. It read to me like a research lab, right? They were in an open air research lab. Was the garden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Enlil doesn't want these two main ones out, but meanwhile the other mining and stuff's going on. Man, these guys are, you know, production's on, right? Inky and this chick Isis spent so much time creating us that they actually fall in love with us, right? That they love their creation. And there was something that they said in there, man, that reminds me of something I heard in the Bible, man. They kind of be like, whoa. God refers to us in the Bible that we are wonderfully and fearfully made, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Inky says the same thing. You are wonderfully and fearfully made. You are of us, but not exactly like us. And he says you have the potential to be greater than us, right? So whatever they did to us when they were, you know, doing whatever they did, scared them a little bit and made them fall in love a little bit. So Inky wants to get us out of the lab. Enlil refuses, right? And so in the story of these tablets, Inky was the snake, or by the way, in a long, long time ago, snake was the symbol of wisdom. In a lot of cultures, right?
Well, yeah, because the caduceus, right?
Yeah. You even see it today, man. Go into a pharmacy, man. You'll see a snake going up a pole or whatever, man. And then
that's the caduceus. That's what the caduceus is.
Yeah, and it's called a caduceus. Don't ask me to spell that, man.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.